So you played this event last time. Sorry, you played this event for the first time in 2016. It's a very different culture here. It's obviously where you're from. What's it like to come to China?
It's always like a fun part of the year because it's something different. It's something we only do once a year, and outside of playing, I've never had a reason to go. So I always get excited for this kind of like Asia swing because it's a different it's different culture. Like everything's a bit different here, so it's fun.
What was it like to see the city today?
It was pretty cool. I don't normally ever get out and do things at tournaments just like normally. So it was cool to kind of get a bit of a tour and like bit of a history lesson of the city. Kind of makes you, I guess, appreciate it a bit more. Like I said, I never do that type of stuff. Just between like the training and playing and physio treat, just all the stuff we do, I feel like I don't really have the energy to like go do extra things. I'd rather just chill.
By the way, when's Francis Tiafo getting here?
Who knows? It depends if he went to the right airport or not.
Have you heard from him? And what happened
I
to him?
I didn't feel like I mean I'll give he gets here, but I feel like when he misses his flight, the last thing he wants is me texting him, making fun of him. Like that's the last thing I would want. So
So he did miss his flight.
yeah,
Why?
I believe he went to the wrong airport.
But you'll let him know when he's here.
Yeah, I'll make fun of him a little bit when he's here, but like I'm not gonna, I feel like he's probably yesterday. He's probably feeling pretty down. I'm not gonna text him and piss him off when he's like, trying to make a new flight or something.
You're a pretty good judge when it comes to the conditions at different tournaments. Can you tell us a bit about this court here, especially the stadium court, and how it's different here to other
I
tournaments?
haven't hit on I haven't hit on center yet.
Mhm.
I assume it'll feel a little different than the outside courts because of how the stadium is here. It'll almost play like feel like an indoor kind of feel. But I can speak for the outdoor courts. Every year here, they're always lightning. Like this is a very fast courts here. But I do feel like it's much more like playable and slower this year because of the ball change. These balls are very slow, and I normally hate playing with these balls because I think they're so dead and slow. But here it actually seems like it's working out all right with the courts being so fast. I think you're going to see definitely longer rallies here than you have in the past, but it still seems to me like you can finish a point, you can get rewarded for a good shot. So it's yeah, courts are fast, balls are slow.
You're in the race to qualify for the ATP finals. What do you think will need to happen? You've obviously got points to defend as well in the next few weeks, but what do you think will need to happen in order for you to qualify?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I have points to defend, but I'm not, I guess, paying attention to the points because as it stands right now, I'm nine in the race, I believe. So that's nine just as is. I can lose all those points. It doesn't change anything. I'm on track to be nine. So obviously the goal is to make top eight. And honestly, what it's going to take is just I think I'm just going to need a big result. I think just like some consistent results probably isn't going to put me over the edge because I think the other guys I'm competing with are going to have some good results too. I think I'm going to need to have a big week somewhere. Luckily I have five more chances to do that and a couple. I mean, yeah, I got a couple 500s, couple two masters, and it's just going to take like a final of a 500, title of a 500, or semis better at some masters, just like a big result or two to put me in, I think.
Out of all of the tournaments coming up, including this one, which, as you said, has a bit more of an indoor feel, do you have a tournament that you think I'm most likely to succeed at?
I think what's interesting is I feel like I've played well at all of the upcoming tournaments. Obviously, I'm defending title in Tokyo. I've played well in Basel in the past, and I think I've also not last year, but prior, I've played well in Paris as well. So I think there are a lot of opportunities, and I think so far this week the conditions feel really good for me, and I'm playing well. So definitely a lot of opportunities. I think I really like the way that I'm playing this week. So we'll see. I think I have a tricky draw, but
Hmm.
I'm playing
What's
well.
that down to when you know I'm playing well this week? How do you know? How do you feel?
Just feels like when I'm hitting the ball, I feel like I'm not going to miss. I feel like I can, you know, I feel like I have a lot of control over the ball while still uh, hitting it big, and I feel like I'm serving the best I've served all year actually this week. So hopefully it keeps up when I get into the match. But I definitely feel like I'm serving the best I've served all year.
And just to finish, can we do the 2023 play perfect player? If you just look at this year and judging all the players, who would you give the award for forehand of the year?
Forehand. Mm, think here. This year, I think I'd take Carlos's. I think Carlos's forehand.
Backhand of the year?
Um, I'd probably say Novak or should be between Novak or Zverev.
Serve of the year?
It's difficult because I would say like I'd normally say Riley or John or Nick, but I guess John. I gotta go with John.
Yeah. What about Shelton?
Yeah, that's fair. I think I'd still take John's just because he's. I mean, it's just kind of a little unfair. He's 7 feet tall. Ben's serve is unbelievable for, if we're talking about, I guess, like inch for inch, height for serve, but you gotta go with John, I think.
Hand skills?
Hands. Oof. I'm trying to think who's got really good hands. Mentally running through the rankings. All these younger guys now, we don't really have good hands. I might have to give it to Carlos though. Yeah, Carlos. When I think hands, I think like droppers and stuff like that, like lobs. So I probably have to say Carlos.
Newcomer of the year?
Newcomer of the year. I probably have to give it to Ben because I wouldn't consider some like yeah, I wouldn't consider a lot of other people newcomers.
Veteran of the year?
Maybe Stan. Stan's had a pretty good year.
Mm-hmm. You surprised he's still going strong?
Not really, those guys. I think when you've been at the absolute highest level, even as you get older and you're maybe not, I guess, injuries, surgeries, you're not as sharp. What doesn't change is your just ability to like compete and win.
And I think the last one is an easy one for you. Comedian of the year?
I mean, it's not that easy, but like the thing is, a lot of times I'd give this one to Riley, but he hasn't been on tour this year. So like honestly, like yeah, I've spent. It comes down to like I've spent a lot of time with Francis this year, so like he's been pretty consistently just killing me this year. Like I gotta say Francis.
Would be nice if he showed up here as
You'll see if he makes it.
well.